Hello dear students, today definite integration exercise 4.2 and this is maths part 2. Question third, evaluate the following. Now continue question number 11, that is sub question of question number third. Integral of minus 1 to 1 x cube plus 2 upon square root of x square plus 4 into dx. So you have to integrate by using the properties or by using the formula directly. You have to integrate this term x cube plus 2 upon square root of x square plus 4 into dx with given limits minus 1 to 1. So this integral can be written as in terms of two integrals as x cube upon square root of x square plus 4 plus 2 upon square root of x square plus 4, right? So let I equal to integral of minus 1 to 1 x cube upon square root of x square plus 4 into dx plus 2 into integral of minus 1 to 1 upon square root of x square plus 4 into dx. So same integral can be written in the form of x cube upon square root of x square plus 4 into dx plus 2 into integral of minus 1 to 1 upon square root of x square plus 4 into dx. So this is very interesting question. Integral minus 1 to 1 limits are equal but opposite in sign for both the integrals. So consider that I equal to I1 plus I2. Okay. So consider I equal to I1 plus I2 where I1 equal to integral of minus 1 to 1 x cube upon square root of x square plus 4 into dx and I2 equals 1 upon square root of x square plus 4 into dx with limit minus 1 to 1. Okay, so this is I1 and I2, two integrals are there. Now, so it is 2 into this, solving first integral. So where I1 equal to minus 1 to 1 x cube upon square root of x square plus 4 into dx. So let fx equal to x cube upon x square root of x square plus 4, replacing x by minus x. Therefore f of minus x equal to minus x the whole cube, that is minus x cube upon square root of x square plus 4. This will be same because minus x square is x square equal to, so minus sign here and it is the value of fx, this one. This is the value of fx. So it is minus fx. So f of minus x equal to minus f of x. So what does it mean? This means fx is an odd function. You know very well by definition, by property. When fx is an odd function, then value of the integral will be 0. That is value of I1 means this integral will be 0. Integral of minus 1 to 1 x cube upon x root of x square plus 4 into dx becomes 0. Therefore, I1 equal to 0. You can say by property. And this property is given in the previous lecture and also in the property list, or you can say formula list. In the previous videos, you can refer. Since I2 means this integral, so I2 equals twice integral of minus 1 to 1 upon square root of x square plus 2 square into dx. So this is 1 upon root x square plus 2 square dx. So you can apply directly here formula. Otherwise, you should consider as let g of x equal to 1 upon square root of x square plus 4. This one. Therefore, g of minus x equals 1 upon square root of x square plus 4 will be same. So, g of minus x equal to g of x because square of minus x is x square. So, this will be same. So, both the terms are same. So, g of minus x equal to g of x. Therefore, gx is an even function. You can take fx instead of gx also. So, that is gx is an even function. Therefore, I2 equal to 2 into 2 integral of 0 to 1 upon square root of x square plus 2 square into dx. So you know very well, if a function is an even, then integral becomes twice and a limit becomes 0 to upper limit. So 0 to 1, it is 2 already here, so this 2 will be same into twice of integral 0 to 1. This is by property, this one, for the even function property. 1 upon square root of x square plus 2 square into dx. Now using the formula. So this integral is of the form, which form? 1 upon under root x square plus a square into dx. And its formula is log of x plus under root x square plus a square plus c. But it is definite integral, so do not write the constant of integration c. Therefore, I2 equal to, here 2 multiplied by 2, that is 4, and log of x plus under root x square plus 4, this is by formula, limit applied 0 to 1. Now, solving by using limits. Therefore, I2 equals 4 multiplied by log 1 plus root of 5. How? It is x equal to 1 and it is square root of 1 square plus 4, that is 1 plus 4 becomes root of 5. So this can be written as log of 1 plus root of 5 minus log of 0 plus 2, because it is 0 here, plus square root of 0 square plus 4. So 0 square plus 4, that is square root of 4, and if it becomes 2 only, square root of 4 is 2. And this is x is 0, so 0 plus 2. So we get I2 equals 4 multiplied by log of 1 plus root 5 minus log of 0 plus 2, that is 2 only, log 2. Therefore, I2 becomes 4 as it is log of 1 plus root 5 upon 2, because log m minus log n is log m upon n. This is logarithmic formula. Therefore, I equal to value of I1. So value of I1 is 0. You can check from the previous solution. Value of I1 is 0. Here it is, I1 is 0. So substituting I1 equal to 0, because I equal to I1 plus I2. So this is value of I1. I1 is 0 plus value of I2, 4 log of 1 plus root 5 upon 2. Therefore, I equal to 4 log of 1 plus root 5 upon 2. This is the final answer for question number 11th. Now see question number 12th. I equal to integral minus a to a x plus x cube upon 16 minus x square into dx. So we know that this is the ratio of two polynomials, x plus x cube upon 16 minus x square, and the limit is given minus a to a. So first we apply the limit for checking the even or odd functions. So by separating or without separating, you can check this question. So let fx equal to x plus x cube upon 16 minus x square. This term, this is function. Now replacing x by minus x, therefore f of minus x equals minus x minus x cube, because here it is minus x plus minus x whole cube becomes minus x cube upon 16 minus x the whole square, that is plus x square. So this will be same denominator. Now taking minus sign common in the numerator, we get x plus x cube upon 16 minus x square. Therefore, f of minus x equal to minus f of x. So what does it mean? This means function is an odd function. So fx is an odd function. So fx is an odd function. Therefore, value of I equal to 0. So you can write the property here if you want to write it. So start writing integral of minus a to a f of x dx equals 0 if fx is an odd function, and it is equal to twice integral 0 to a f of x dx if fx is an even function. So according to this property, its value is 0, and this is the full solution of this question. So this type of the questions are very important for the competitive exams as well as for board exams. Now see question number 13. Let I equal to integral 0 to 1 t square is into square root of 1 minus t into dt. What is your integral? 0 to 1 t square into square root of 1 minus t into dt. Using property integral of 0 to a f of t dt equal 0 to a f of a minus t into dt. It is a property, means we can replace the variable by subtracting upper limit. Therefore, I equal to integral 0 to 1 minus t the whole square, replacing t by 1 minus t. So this will be 1 minus t whole square into square root of 1 minus t will be 1 minus t into dt. Therefore, I equal to integral 0 to 1, expand it 1 minus 2t plus t square by a minus b whole square formula, and here 1 minus 1 plus t, that is 1 get cancelled, only t is remaining, so this will be root of t into dt. Now to multiply by root t in all these three terms, we get I equal to integral of 0 to 1, it is 1 into root of t, that is root t, minus 2t into root t, that is 2 into t raised to 2 into t raised to 3 upon 2 plus t raised to 5 upon 2 into dt. So I equal to integral 0 to 1 square root of t, or you can say t raised to half minus 2 t raised to 3 by 2 plus t raised to 5 upon 2 into dt. Now integral is ready for integration. So this is equal to integral of root t is 2 by 3 into t raised to 3 upon 2, limit 0 to 1, minus 2 as it is, integral of t raised to 3 by 2 is t raised to 3 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3 upon 2 plus 1, that is 2 upon 5 into t raised to 5 upon 2, limit 0 to 1, plus integral of t raised to 5 by 2 is 2 by 7 into t raised to 7 upon 2 and limit 0 to 1. So limiting value will be same for all the three terms. After that, we need to simplify according to the limits. Therefore, I equal to 2 by 3 as it is. Here 1 raised to 3 by 2 is 1 and minus 0 raised to 3 by 2 is 0. 1 minus 0. Minus here 2 into 2 upon 5, that is 4 upon 5 into 1 minus 0. Because 1 raised to 5 by 2 is 1 and 0 raised to anything is 0. Plus 2 by 7 as it is into 1 raised to 7 by 2 1 minus 0 raised to 7 by 2 0. Therefore, I equal to 2 by 3 into 1, that is 2 by 3, minus 4 by 5 into 1, that is 4 upon 5, plus 2 by 7 into 1, that is 2 by 7. Now, LCM of 3, 5 and 7 is 105, means 3 into 5 into 7, 105. Therefore, I equal to 70 minus 84 plus 30 upon 105 equals here 70 plus 30, 100 minus 84 is 16, 16 upon 105. Here, suppose you don't know LCM method, so you can change the equal denominators. You can change the denominators by multiplying here 3, so multiplying by 35 in numerator and denominator. Here it is 5, so multiplying by 21 in numerator and denominator. Here it is 7, so multiplying by 15 in numerator and denominator. So all the denominators will be 105 in each. Therefore, numerator becomes 70 minus 84 plus 30 upon 105, and simplifying we get 16 upon 105. So you can simplify like this or by another method, as you know. Now see question number 14. So question number 14, I equal to integral 0 to pi x into sin x into cos square x into dx. So it contains three terms here, x, sin x and cos square x, and integral 0 to pi. So how will you simplify this question? So according to the properties, we have here 0 to pi, that is 0 to a f of x dx. So replacing x by pi minus x according to the property, integral of 0 to a fx dx equals integral 0 to a f of a minus x into dx. This is the property. So before using the property, let it be equation first. Now replacing x by pi minus x. You can check the property here. 0 to a f of x dx equals 0 to a f of a minus x into dx. Using same property for this step. Means replacing x by pi minus x. Therefore, I equal to integral 0 to pi. Here pi minus x into sin pi minus x into cos square pi minus x into dx. Therefore, I equal to integral 0 to pi minus x as it is, sin pi minus x is sin x and cos pi minus x is minus cos x, but it is cos square pi minus x, so this will be positive again, cos square x into dx, and let it be equation number second. So after getting equation 1 and 2, what should we do? Adding equations 1 and 2 we get. Here it is I plus I becomes 2I, right? I plus I becomes 2I. So 2I equals 0 to pi, and here it is x plus pi minus x. So x plus pi minus x. Here sin x cos square x dx, sin x cos square x dx is common in both the equations. So write one time only. Sin x into cos square x into dx, because they are common, and this is x plus pi minus x. So here we see that x plus pi minus x, that is x going by x. Only pi term is remaining. Therefore 2I equals 0 to pi multiplied by sin x into cos square x into dx. But pi is constant. What is pi? Pi is constant. So pi is constant here. So what should we do? Taken out from the integral. Therefore 2I equals pi multiplied by 0 to pi sin x into cos square x into dx. After that we put cos x equal to t. Now differentiating with respect to x on both sides, we get minus sin x dx equal to dt, and change the limit also. When x equal to 0, this one, when x equal to 0, then t equal to cos 0, but cos 0 is 1, therefore t equal to 1. When x equal to pi, therefore t equal to cos pi, but cos pi is minus 1, therefore t equal to minus 1. So our new limit becomes 1 to minus 1, and the value of sin x into dx is minus of dt, taking this minus sign on the right hand side. Therefore, integral can be written as 2I equals pi, because pi is constant, it is out of integral. So integral 1 to minus 1 t square into minus dt. If we interchange the limit, so we get here plus dt, because integral changes in sign only. So 2I equals pi into integral of minus 1 to 1 t square dt. Now it is positive integral. Here it is negative integral because of minus dt. By property you can say. So integral 2I equal to pi into integral minus 1 to 1 t square dt. Now you can integrate it. So it is equal to pi into, what is integral of t square dt? T cube upon 3. So t cube upon 3 minus 1 to 1. Therefore 2I equals pi upon 3. This 3 taken out, pi upon 3. Here it is 1 cube minus minus 1 cube. So minus 1 cube is minus 1. So it becomes pi upon 3 into 1 plus 1. Therefore 2I equals, here it is 1 plus 1, that is 2. 2 into pi upon 3, that is 2 pi upon 3. So 2I equal to 2 pi upon 3. So 2 going by 2. Therefore I equal to pi upon 3. So this is the answer for question number 14. I equals pi upon 3. Now you can check question number 15. So let I equal to integral 0 to 1 log of x upon square root of 1 minus x square into dx. So this is very interesting question for the competitive exams as well as for the board exams, and very interesting, very tricky. Now check the solution. Let I equal to 0 to 1 log of x upon square root of 1 minus x square into dx. Therefore, I equals, here first we put x equal to sine theta, and then we write this step. Put x equal to sine theta, and differentiating with respect to theta on both sides, we get dx equal to cos theta into d theta. And change the limit also. When x equal to 0, then theta equals 0. This is theta. When x equal to 0 here, when x equal to 0 here, then sin theta is sin 0. Therefore, theta equals 0. When x equal to 1, therefore sin theta equal to sin pi by 2. Therefore, theta equal to pi by 2. So, new limit becomes 0 to pi by 2. Therefore, integral I can be written as integral 0 to pi by 2 log of sin theta into cos theta into d theta upon square root of 1 minus sin square theta. Therefore, I equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 log sin theta into cos theta d theta. Here 1 minus sin square theta is cos square theta and square root of cos square theta is cos theta. So cos theta going by cos theta. Therefore, I equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 log of sin theta into d theta, and let it be equation first. So this is your equation first. Now what should we do? Replacing theta by pi by 2 minus theta. Using this, replacing theta by pi by 2 minus theta. This means using the property. Therefore, I equal to 0 to pi by 2 log of sin pi by 2 minus theta into d theta. Why we replace? Because it has no solution directly. So this is the reason we apply the property, any one property. So his property is applicable in this question. We should check it, or it is depend on your practice. So we apply integral 0 to a f of x dx equal to integral 0 to a f of a minus x dx. That is replacing theta by pi by 2 minus theta. Therefore, I equal to 0 to pi by 2 log of sin pi by 2 minus theta into d theta. But sin pi by 2 minus theta is cos theta. Therefore, I equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 log of cos theta into d theta, and let it be equation number 2. So this is equation 2. Now what should we do? Adding equation 1 and 2. This is I plus I. So adding equation 1 and 2, we get here I plus I equals 2I equals integral 0 to pi by 2 log of sin theta plus log of cos theta into d theta. But log m plus log n equal to log m into n. Therefore 2I equals integral 0 to pi by 2 log of sin theta into cos theta into d theta. But log of sin theta into cos theta d theta has no solution. So what should we do? Now to convert in another formula, because this property fails the giving solution. This is adjusted only log of sin theta cos theta together. So log sin theta into cos theta d theta, but after that no solution for this integration. So what should we do? Multiplying and dividing by 2 here. Therefore 2I equals 0 to pi by 2 log of 2 sin theta cos theta upon 2, multiplying by 2 and dividing by 2 into d theta. So 2 sin theta cos theta is what? It is the formula for sin 2 theta, right? So it is equal to sin 2 theta. So 2I equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 log of sin 2 theta, and this 2 minus integral 0 to pi by 2 log of 2 into d theta, because log m upon n is log m minus log n. Log m upon n formula, log m minus log n. Actually it is sin 2 theta now. So log sin 2 theta here minus log 2, and integral and d theta will be same for both the terms. Let 2I equal to I1 minus I2, because it contains two integrals now, two different types of the integration. So let 2I equal to I1 minus I2, where I1 equals 0 to pi by 2 log of sin 2 theta into d theta, and I2 equals 0 to pi by 2 log of 2 into d theta. So there are two integrals and both are different types of the integral. So solving them separately, and we get the values of I1 and I2. Then we should substitute the values of I1, I2 here. Then we get value of 2I and then value of I. Now see further solution. Since I1 Here it is I1. So I1 equal to 0 to pi by 2 log of sine 2 theta d theta. So it has no solution directly again. Put 2 theta equal to t. Put 2 theta equals t. Differentiating with respect to t on both sides, we get d theta equals half dt. D theta equals half dt. Because here, sorry, differentiating with respect to theta. So here this will be 2 into d theta, sorry, 2 into 1 dt by d theta. So d theta is half dt, or you can say differentiating with respect to t. So here it is 2 into d theta by dt equals 1. So in any way, you will get d theta equal to half dt. When theta is 0, then t equal to 2 into 0, that is t equal to 0. When theta equal to pi by 2, so 2 into pi by 2 becomes t, that is t equal to pi. Because 2 into pi by 2, 2 get cancelled, t equal to pi. Therefore, I1 equal to integral 0 to pi log of sine t into half dt. This is value of d theta from here. So 0 to pi log of sine t into half dt. Half is constant taken out. Therefore, I1 equals half into integral 0 to pi, half into integral 0 to pi log of sine t into dt. But integral 0 to pi log of sine t dt has no solution directly. So using a property again, half as it is, 0 to pi becomes 2 into integral 0 to pi by 2 log of sine t dt. Log of sine t dt. Because log of sine pi minus t is sine t only. Here log sine t, and here integral becomes twice but limit becomes half by property. Integral becomes twice but limit becomes देखो pi to pi upon 2. Pi to pi upon 2. You can check here. So I1 equal to half into 2 into integral 0 to pi by 2 log of sine t into dt by property, you can say. And this property you can apply only when the log sine pi minus t becomes log sine t only, and here it is 0 to pi by 2, so it is twice, and 0 to half of the limit, that is pi by 2. Half of pi is pi by 2. Clear? Therefore I1 can be written as 0 to 2 get cancelled. Here it is 2 get cancelled. So integral I1 can be written as 0 to pi by 2 log of sine t dt. Integral can be written as log of sine t dt. Therefore, I1 equals 0 to pi by 2 log of sine theta d theta by property again. Means if limit will be same, so you can change the variable, so no effect on the value of integration. It is a property. Sine t log of sine t dt, you can say log of sine theta d theta, because our equation first is in terms of theta. Then we should write here theta. Suppose any question given in terms of x and we considered as equation 1 in terms of x, so we should write here I1 equal to 0 to pi by 2 log of sin x into dx by property. But our in starting question, our equation number 1 is in terms of theta, so we write here theta variable instead of t. Therefore, I1 equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 into log of sin theta into d theta by property. Therefore, I1 equal to I from equation first. This is equation first, you can check. Equation first, if you want to go on that equation, so you can check here. This is your equation first. I equal to 0 to pi by 2 log of sin theta into d theta, equation first. So from this equation, you can say I1 equal to what? I1 equal to I. So first integral over I1 equal to I proved here. Now I2, value of I2 is what? Value of I2 is 0 to pi by 2. This one 0 to pi by 2 log of 2 into d theta. So this is second integral, second part of the same integral. So I2 equals 0 to pi by 2 log of 2 into d theta. Therefore, log 2, but log 2 is constant. Therefore, I2 can be written as log 2 into 1 d theta only, but integral 1 d theta is theta with same limit 0 to pi by 2. Now solving this, to log 2 as it is, here pi by 2 minus 0, upper limit minus lower limit. Therefore I2 equals pi by 2 log 2. Since 2i equal to I1 minus I2, you have written in the previous steps 2i equal to I1 minus I2. Therefore 2i equal to I. Value of I1 is I and value of I2 is pi by 2 log of 2. So 2i equals I minus pi by 2 log 2. Therefore 2i minus I, taking I on left hand side. So 2i minus I equal to minus pi by 2 log of 2. Here 2i minus I becomes I equals minus pi by 2 log 2. So I equal to minus pi by 2 log 2. This is your answer. If you want to write your answer is positive sense, that is I equal to pi upon 2 into log half, log of 1 upon 2. You can say. How it can you change? See here, pi by 2 log of this negative sign, that is minus 1. So log of 2 raised to minus 1 and 2 raised to minus 1 can be written as 1 by 2. Or log m by n, log 1 minus log 2. So log 1 is 0, 0 minus log 2, that is minus log 2. So again we get here minus pi by 2 log 2. So you have two answers for this question. I equal to minus pi by 2 log 2 or I equal to pi upon 2 into log 1 by 2. So it depends on you which answer you want. But this question is very interesting, you can say, because it has many properties, many tricks and many types of the substitution. So after practicing this question, you can solve another questions like this, which are similar question you can solve easily. And this question gives the solution for other questions, gives the ideas for the solution for the other questions. So you can check it. So hope all students will practice all these questions at least twice or thrice. If you have any doubt, you can ask frequently in the comment section. For the solution of further questions and further exercises, see continue my videos and share the channel link to your friends. Thank you.